has been a reference to someone who contributed to their own passing. So I wasn't sure if this was a drug overdose, but it definitely came through and there was some element of accountability. So we'll see if it makes any sense. So before I go into reading, I like to meditate and whip out the notepad and just scribble, just see what comes through. And then even if nothing comes through in that moment, it just kind of helps get me in the zone for when I sit down with people.
Hello, how are you?
I'm Heather.
Oh, great to meet you,
So
Heather.
nice to meet you.
Hi, Terry. Nice to meet you.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
I'm Heather Dubrow, and I am on The Real Housewives of Orange County, and Terry's got Botched and another show, Botched by Nature. And of course, we've heard incredible things about Tyler. I can't believe how young he is. I am fascinated by his talent.
Come on in. How about something to drink?
Oh, you know, I'm actually good for now. Thank you.
We're talking about us.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
I would offer you some champagne, but I don't think you're old enough.
I know, I'm 12 and a half.
Okay. I believe with every fiber of my being.
Right.
Every fiber. Okay. Great.
I'm a non-believer who's completely open to it, and I listen to it, and I act on it. So what does that make me?
A believer.
A moron. I don't know. So let me guess.
Yeah.
The most common question you get asked is?
Lottery numbers?
No.
No.
Stock market?
No.
No.
Ready?
What is it?
Do you see dead people?
I do.
Oh, from the movie?
Right?
So I didn't initially recognize the couple, but they were super nice, super endearing, and I automatically felt comfortable.
Thank you so much for coming. We're very excited.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So the general idea behind what I do is that I actually work as a clairvoyant. So I see images. And my job is basically to take those impressions and just deliver them to you in the form of a message. I'll grab, let's see, one of these. So we'll see what comes through. I always hope that the person coming brings an object. Objects work through psychometry, so I basically hold onto an object and connect to the information that's attributed to it. I believe that in our life and in our day-to-day life, we interact with our surroundings, that our surroundings can retain information. So the process of holding onto an object gives a direct link to not only the person in front of me, but more specifically the person who's passed who has a connection to the object. Ooh, quite a lot going on here. Okay. What would this be? I have a man coming through and he's emphasizing his hair. And it's actually funny. It might not make any sense, but he's showing me his hair. I don't know if he had longer hair or what the thing would be, but I feel like I'm doing this.
Yes?
Yes.
And he's referencing to his passing, and immediately as he's coming through, he's referencing that he did not want to die when he passed. But the only way I can put this is that he's referencing that he feels he contributed to his transition. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Totally.
But what's interesting the way this comes across is that this person's acknowledging that they feel like the timing in which they passed was clearly not a suicide.
That's right. My brother passed away about 5 years ago. My connection to my brother is he got this award back in 1983. I've covered it up so that Tyler can't see what it says. But he had a very untimely death in a situation where we weren't speaking. I felt guilty about things, and then he left my mother alone. He was very close to my mother, and he never met my kids. So to this day, I'm conflicted about it. I'm still very upset with him. My brother was the lead singer of a big band in the 80s called Quiet Riot.
One of their big songs was called Bang Your Head, and if you think about a headbanger,
Right.
Yeah.
he had long curly hair.
Right.
And that's why when you were talking about the wind and the
Right.
hair
Yeah.
like going,
Yeah, that's what he was known for.
picturing.
His
Okay.
the hair thing,
Yeah.
the curly, long,
Wow.
wavy hair.
It's funny, and then also good to keep in mind there is an inside joke, and these are pieces of information that are going to be good to check with later. There's a joke about a whoopee cushion, because it's like there was like a joke about it, but not that someone just sat on a whoopee cushion.
My brother had this amazing, disgusting ability to fart on command. He's one of the only people I know who could just sort of spontaneously pass gas. He was just a crazy high energy individual. Best memory I've ever had with my brother was in 1983. He had just sold out the Los Angeles Forum, and we had a very complicated relationship. His album was #1 on the charts, on the Billboard charts. It was a big time in his life. And I was backstage, and he says to me, "Come here, I want to show you something." And he opens up the curtains, and I could see 14,000 lighters lit for him. And he puts a towel around me. He just whizzes me around the backstage and he goes, "Is this incredible?" And I could just see lighters, and it was just a surreal moment. They were just chanting, "Quiet riot, quiet riot," and he was about to go out.
This feels like a drug overdose.
Exactly what it was.
He's referencing to the fact that he mixed two drugs. Okay, are you aware of that?
Yes.
When he's making it a point to say that normally he knew not to overdo it with one,
Right.
but because they were mixed,
Yes.
this shuts down the functions. Yeah, I feel like I'm using like an upper and a downer is
Right.
kind of the way I would describe
Right.
it. Does that make sense?
Exactly right.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Cocaine and Ambien.
Okay.
There was this song about this rock star, and the chorus in the song was died in his bed, bottle of sleeping tablets by his head. And I used to warn Kevin, you're gonna be that song lyric. And that's exactly how he died.
This is gonna sound probably kind of odd. He knew that he was not going to live a full life. Couldn't envision himself as an old man is the way I would kind of put it. I don't see myself. When I'm looking at his temperament and his personality,
Right.
from his perspective, he feels like he was stubborn, with you in particular. It seems like a lot of this is kind of petty. Like there's just stupid, petty crap that should not have contributed to that much of a disconnect. And he takes accountability.
Exactly right.
And that's the way he puts it. And he takes accountability for his role in it. He's perfectly fine. He's completely at peace when he comes through. He's lovely. But he definitely comes through and is apologetic for the bridges that he burnt.
Tyler was immediately able to pick up, he had a larger than life personality, and there were issues of guilt there, and that he was at peace about everything. And so that's really gonna help me going forward, because I think I can let go of a lot of the unresolved conflicts I had and feelings of adversarial feelings about my brother, and I think it's just time to move on, and I thank Tyler for that.
So that's for him. I might hold on to that if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so these are for two different people.
Yes.
Let's see if anything can pop in.
My grandmother, Beatrice, was an incredibly bright, cool woman. Even at 80, 81, 82, took classes at the 92nd Street Y and just always wanted to learn. And I actually brought her beret. Yes, it's Chanel. I'm gonna just point that out. It's a little vintage Chanel. It's too small for my head or I'd wear it, but I actually just kept it so I could give it to my girls. But then it seemed inappropriate to give them a Chanel hat, so now I just have it in my closet. She passed away from cancer. So, I just want to hear that she's like, living large wherever she is and having a ball, and she deserves it.
There's something more on the name here. Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to figure out what this other one is. There's a reference to, can't tell if this is, it's a weird name. It's not like her. Older man than that's coming through. The closest I can come to it is almost like Herbert or like that kind of a connection. So who would that be?
That would be my grandfather.
That would be your grandfather. There is a reference also who died at the chest.
He did.
Okay, because there's absolutely a reference to this. Where I feel like almost like someone dropped a ton of bricks on my chest is the feeling I get. It's like, there's an incredible difficulty when I'm trying to inhale and exhale. I feel like my breathing, I'm like, it almost hurts to breathe.
It's weird that you brought up Herbert,
Yeah.
who was my grandfather that I never met.
Right, completely.
And that's his wife.
Yeah, it's interesting. What oftentimes can happen is when I communicate to people who've passed, the way that it kind of works is that, let's say grandma doesn't come through clearly, grandpa might. And that's his way of saying, not only am I here, but I'm with her, but she doesn't have the communication skills to convey it. So oftentimes when people don't come through, it's just because they're at peace, they're perfectly fine, and they have nothing to communicate. If we know their loved ones love us and they know that we know that they love us, then they generally don't have a need to come through super strongly.
I thought it was so interesting that my grandfather came through. I never met my grandfather. I was named after my grandfather. And then his wife, my grandmother, Beatrice, I named my daughter after her. So I think it's so fascinating that he was the one to sort of come through.
So in what I do for a living, there are risks to other people.
Right, okay.
Do you see any of those things being a problem in the next year or so?
Let's look. Do you have anyone in the medical field in your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know of anyone in the medical field, corrective? corrective. Is someone going to go through corrective surgery? No, but this
Yes.
is going to be.
Yeah, so I'm a surgeon.
Oh!
And I correct mistakes that have resulted from surgery. That's what
Right.
I do. That's very good.
So that's just what comes through.
Right.
So I'm referencing to basically someone who would have an open wound, and I'm saying necrotic tissue with breasts in some form of either bad, like awful plastic surgery.
From what I did?
No, but from what was done. When this happens, because this particular case has yet to happen, when it does, really kind of assess whether you can really do it or not, because it's really extreme. There's a lot of scar tissue. It looks like this would be very difficult to even stretch. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. It just doesn't feel like this could work. So that's good to keep in mind, but
You're saying don't do it?
I would say don't do it when you're faced with this particular case.
You mean this Tuesday's case I shouldn't be doing?
Oh, God, okay.
That's this Tuesday's case?
Yes. It's a very high risk breast problem with skin that was damaged as a result of infection and skin death.
Is it an open wound?
It was an open wound.
Okay. It's not a guaranteed failure. It's not a guaranteed failure, it's just the odds are kind of against you, is what I would say.
He's going to call you and say, I told you so.
Right.
I will tell you, the surgery is so difficult, the odds are always against
Right.
us.
Sure, I bet. There's still hope, but there is reference to 2 additional surgeries, so that might not be a bad thing. It could mean that one gets done and then we need another.
Cancel the case.
Yeah.
Tyler's intuition is so accurate, and I know he's got such a really strong medical intuition ability that maybe I'll put him in a pair of scrubs, a gown, and a mask and bring him in the operating room.
We try to live our lives as clean as possible.
Yep.
Is there anything that we need to be doing more of to stay on a good path?
Good to keep in mind for you, your body will not process dairy in the normal way. So milk will create a problem for you.
By the way,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Irrefutable proof from Tom.
That explains the gas with the milk injection.
There
No,
is-
that's your issue. Sorry, I don't eat dairy.
What about health issues for me?
You have a susceptibility to sleep apnea.
He snores like you do not believe.
Yeah.
I do not.
No bueno. That's when you give him the shove.
And then you have a little bit of a susceptibility to a little bit of a blood pressure thing, but slight.
That just happened.
Slight.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
happened. My blood pressure just. Yeah, we got that last American Express bill, and they started from there.
Heather and Terry were awesome. I don't even think they cared whether I recognized them or not.
Thank you
guys.
Thank
so
you.
much.
You
You
Thank
guys
you
are
for,
awesome.
for doing
Oh
this.
my- they're amazing, beautiful energy. And the chemistry that they have a couple is amazing. Thank you
take
so
care.
much.
Drive carefully.
All right, we'll do. Thank
Okay.
you guys.
He doesn't have to
No,
drive
no, 'cause
carefully.
he knows
knows.
what's in
Yeah.
the road.
Drive recklessly.
Oh, have
Oh,
a
of
good
course.
time. That was crazy. Wow, he is such an incredible talent. Tyler is amazing. Isn't his energy just beautiful?
Yeah, I mean, he felt like he was diving into your soul and pulling out what your future is going to read. You know, he's incredible.